Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Miss TV Total Football. Crystal Palace are the FA Cup champions for season 24-25. An unbelievable story. Oliver Glasner over there has done an absolute madness, ladies and gentlemen. We need to understand how huge this feat has been. Crystal Palace, the team Oliver Glasner has put together, even last season with Michael Olise there, they were bopping it around. They were playing some fantastic football. Olise, Mateta, Eze. This season with Michael Olise gone, I thought maybe they'd struggle, and they did initially struggle, but they later on put all things together, and now eventually they win a trophy. I believe this is their first ever trophy. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. This is Crystal Palace's first ever trophy. People need to understand, this is no small talk at all. What Oliver Glasner has done with Crystal Palace to beat Manchester City in the final as well, albeit a Manchester City that's not been the real Manchester City this season. Crystal Palace is a particular team that's actually had the better of Manchester City in recent times. Now, the very last game before this one, Manchester City absolutely pummeled Crystal Palace. And this is what Oliver Glasner had to say post-match of the FA Cup. What was said, so Crystal Palace admin, we're going to go through a lot of the Crystal Palace admin page, and we're going to talk about Crystal Palace in details, obviously, Oliver Glasner as well. This guy, he is someone that needs to be taken seriously. He's a winner. He's a winner. He won the Europa League with Frankfurt as well, ladies and gentlemen, before joining Crystal Palace. Now he wins the FA Cup with Crystal Palace, which is huge. This is what Oliver Glasner had to say post-match after the FA Cup victory. What he said to Pep Guardiola the last time they faced Manchester City, where Manchester City pumped them. Crystal Palace admin said, "We warned you." This is what Oliver Glasner had to say. I like this guy a lot. Check this out.
Yes, I said to Pep afterwards, if we meet again, you can't play in this system because we will solve it.
Amazing, amazing. If we meet again, you can't play this system as we'll solve it. This guy is an ultimate tactician, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they play very good football, Crystal Palace, man, and they've got a very nice team. In defense, obviously, they've got Mark Geehee, who I know we're linked with him. I don't completely rate him of that caliber, but I think for someone like Crystal Palace is very, very good, and he's done well. They've got Maxime Lecrae. I think that's how you pronounce it. You know me with pronunciation. I'm not the greatest, but they've got some good players. Ben Chilwell, our own Ben Chilwell, has gone to Crystal Palace on loan, if you guys remember, in January. And now he is also an FA Cup champion right there. As you can see, Ben Chilwell's face right there. Yeah, they've got a nice team. Mateta up front. I'm telling you, Mateta, supremely underrated striker. Supremely. The goal, I don't know if you guys have seen, the goal that they've scored against Manchester City in the final, brilliant play out from the back, brilliant build up from the back, nice long ball eventually to Mateta, who then holds the ball up, involves, I believe, I think it might have been Eze or one of the midfielders, and then he gets the ball back again, and then he passes it on to Munez. Daniel Munez, who's been another sensational acquisition for them. I believe last season, Daniel Munez. And he then whips in a brilliant cross, which then Mateta, I think, somewhat sort of lets it go. And Eze comes in and smashes it in. It was a fantastic worked out goal all the way from the back to the beginning. I mean, this is a lovely picture of Crystal Palace. For Crystal Palace fans, I mean, this means a lot. This honestly means a lot to them. Let's check this out. I just want to go through some of the, some of the clips from. Let's see if we can skip that. Some of the clips from the match day. I think it's nice to see. Let's check this out. Look at this. Look at that celebration. Incredible. Big up to Crystal Palace, man. Wembley as well, man. At Wembley. Incredible scenes. Look at their players, elated. I love it. Some of their players were saying, like Will Hughes, for example, he was saying he doesn't know if he is ever going to win a trophy again. And it's great to cherish one last time. Let's check this clip out. Incredible. Crystal Palace, FA Cup champions, man. Incredible scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there you go. Colombian Muñez has been a revelation for them. He's another one of the players that are so underrated for Crystal Palace, man. He does a lot of good work on that right side. They play a wing-back style of football, 3 at the back, wing-backs, good midfielders. Adam Wharton, another sensational midfielder. Kamada as well, very good midfielder. They've got a good team and a sensational manager. I think this is what we need to harp on about. They've got an absolute tactician and a sensational manager that is capable of competing at the highest level. Look, I don't think they're going to do much in the Premier League, because in the Premier League, look, you need budget, you need a lot of money, you need a hell of a lot of money to compete at the highest level. But they've now reached Europa League. They could potentially go out there. Look, I'm not even going to lie. I think Crystal Palace could go out there and win the Europa League. We've seen, the kind of caliber in Europa League, which is very strong. But if Crystal Palace can make some certain acquisitions, I don't see why players like Mateta, if they still stick around, Eze, if he still sticks around, Wharton, I don't see why these type of players, along with Oliver Glasner, and if they can add a few more in there, I don't see why they can't go and win the Europa League. Obviously, it's going to be something that is going to be unbelievable. But imagine they win the Europa League and go all the way to Champions League. Incredible if that ever happens. Let's check this clip out, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Incredible. Do you know what? Look, big up to Ben Chilwell, big up to Mark Geehee. Mark Geehee, ex-Chelsea Academy graduate, who's gone out there and he's got himself a trophy. We ourselves don't have a trophy under the new ownership, and some of these lads, Ben Chilwell, doesn't have a trophy under the new ownership, and he's gone to Crystal Palace to get himself a trophy. Big up to him. It means everything. Awesome. Anyone for John Philip Mateta? Fantastic with the trophy. As I said, Mateta, I'm not sure why other Premier League teams are not after him. They should be. Let's see what Mateta has to say. Or is this a GIF? What is it? Fantastic! Fantastic. Look, Jean-Philippe Mateta. Yeah. I like him as a striker, man. I really do. Very, very underrated. Another underrated striker in the Premier League. He's got it all. He's got the physique. He's got the pace. He's got the shooting technique. He's got the hold-up, link-up. Honestly, he's got it all. Eze as well, another very, very good player. I don't think we need Eze at Chelsea Football Club. I'm sure he'll have suitors in the Premier League 100%. There are teams that'll definitely need a player like Eze who's more of a playmaker, who can score some big goals. Us, we've got plethora of playmakers. We need more. We need a striker. As I said, I wouldn't mind someone like Mateta 100%. But such a fantastic story with Crystal Palace. Let's check this out. This is their running in the FA Cup. They've beaten some decent teams, man. They've beaten Fulham along the way, 3-0. They've also then gone on to beat Aston Villa 3-0, and then in the final, Man City 1-0. I mean, these are some big games, big matches, and they've put teams away. Aston Villa and Fulham 3-0 apiece, which is fantastic. And they've beaten Man City quite a few times this season. Oliver Glasner, brilliant tactician. As I said earlier on in the video, they didn't start off the season that well. You can see a loss against Brentford, loss against West Ham. Norwich was in the Carabao Cup. Draw against us, draw against Leicester City. I think they didn't win for the first 10 games. Draw against Man United, loss against Everton, loss against Palace, loss against Forest, and they finally beat Spurs. Of course, it had to be Spurs. They didn't win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They didn't win in the first 8 games. And then for them to turn it all around, and, I think they've finished up on 12th position, I believe. Yeah, 12th position with 49 points. It has been an impeccable comeback of some sorts, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, look, let me know your thoughts. Oliver Glasner, special manager, man. Special manager. I think his stocks have risen. I think other Premier League teams will start looking at him more seriously. He's definitely a winner, someone who can do it in the Europa League with Frankfurt, and now he can win the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. His stocks have definitely risen up. His players' stocks have definitely risen up. Crystal Palace, their entire institution, their ownership, they're going to be buzzing, man. They're going to be buzzing, and such a feel-good story. And I'm keen to see how Crystal Palace does in the Europa League. Big up to Crystal Palace. Big up to all the fans of Crystal Palace. And let us know in the comment section what you think about this victory against Manchester City at Wembley. Incredible, incredible scenes. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.